Today we'll be talking about creating functions in Python. Let's open up idle, we'll click on File, New File, and now we can start writing our program. A function is a block of code that only runs when it's called. We can pass data into a function and our function will process this data and then return a result. Today we'll create a function that will calculate if the user is from a certain country or not. To create a function we will say def, our function name, I'm going to call this function users country, open bracket, and then we'll pass a parameter in the function, which will be a string called country, colon, and now we'll write the contents of our function. So we will say if country is equal to England or country is equal to England with a lowercase, colon, and then we'll print, oh wow, I am from England too. Then we'll write an else statement and we'll say print if the variable country does not equal to England, we will say I would love to visit the country variable name one day. So now whenever this function is called, it will run the code within the function. Outside of our function we can write our program. Let's create a variable called user input, and then we can say input, open bracket, where are you from? Close bracket. And now we can call our function. We can say users country, open bracket, and then type in user input. What this is going to do is it's going to call this function and pass the user input variable into the country parameter over here. It will say if the user inputted word equals England, then it's going to print, oh wow, I'm from England too. However, if the user does not input the word England, it's going to say, I would love to visit the country that you inputted one day. Let's run our program. It's going to ask me where I'm from. I'm going to say England. And the reply will be, oh wow, I'm from England too. I'm going to run it again and I'm going to say South Africa. And instead it's going to say, I would love to visit South Africa one day. So it's great to know that our program works. We can also tell our function to return a value depending on the result. We can use this value to decide what our program will do next. So we can say return the value 1 if the if statement is true, and return value 2 if it's not true. We can use the return values of our function and say if users country with the user input parameter returns the value of 1, then as an example we can say run another function. So now if we run our program and type in the word England, it's going to say, oh wow, I'm from England too, return the value of 1, and because it's returned the value of 1, it's going to run another part of our program. As you can see, you have a huge amount of freedom with functions. And what is so great is that you can reuse the code without having to write it over and over again, just by calling the function. This makes your programs a lot more streamlined and easier to manage. To learn more about Python, check out the other videos on my channel as I have quite a lot of content on there. Thanks so much for watching and see you in the next one.